So on one hand, you've got a brand new puppy and you want to potty train him, stat. But on the other hand, he's not finished with vaccinations and you're concerned about the diseases of the outside world. Did I get that right? You've come to the right place for some quick and easy advice on how to handle this challenging time. Now I've got some amazing tips for you, whether you live in a home with a big backyard or smack in the middle of a city in an apartment. Let's get started. Just hit that subscribe button before we dig in. I want you to get notified of all my other great videos coming up. All right, so maybe your vet told you, no outside time for puppy until vaccinations are complete. Ugh, vets like that drive me crazy. I know why they say it. They're thinking of the medical consequences of your puppy being exposed to disease. That is valid. But unfortunately, your vet may not be thinking much of what the decision is going to do for his behavior going forward. I believe, and many other professionals agree with me, that there is a way for you to get your dog outside and for him to be safe. Yes, even before vaccinations. Now, you don't have to believe just me. I mean, I am a certified trainer with over 20 years of experience, so I am a good resource. But even the American Veterinary Society of Animal Behavior recommends that puppies be socialized before the vaccine series is complete. You see, at the time your puppy comes home, he's soaking up all kinds of info into that little brain of his. And I know it doesn't really seem like it at the moment, but I promise you, he's picking up what you're putting down, and eventually it's all gonna coalesce in his brain. So if you're telling him right now that going potty inside or on a pad is okay, then that brain of his is gonna keep telling him that, even after vaccinations are complete, even after he's 6 months old, and yes, even after he's 6 years old. Teaching your puppy that it's okay to go potty in the house leads to an adult dog who believes it's okay to go potty in the house. It's as simple as that. You get what you teach. And don't get me started on pee pads. I could go off on a big old rant about those. I'll give you the TLDR. Essentially, we don't recommend them because they, number one, become a chew toy in a hot minute. And number two, pretty soon are no longer a very interesting target to go on. So then you've got a mess. And number three, they look and feel like a rug or a pillow or a mattress or even a blanket. You see where I'm going here? Bottom line, pee pads are gonna lead to a lifetime of accidents in your house and all over soft things. No thank you, hard pass. So now, while your puppy is learning so many other new things, it's gonna be time to teach him to go potty outside. You can do that by using the 4 fundamentals of potty training. Now I'm not gonna go into those today, but you're gonna find them in my free digital new puppy starter kit. In the free kit, it's gonna set you up for success with your new puppy, with amazing potty training advice and getting you started with the first puppy training game you should be playing. The link is below, so be sure to check it out. Okay, let's get to the how. How do you keep your puppy safe from disease, but still get them to go potty outside? Well, let me introduce you to adorable Brinkley. Brinkley's human, Jeremy, is one of the students enrolled in the pro level of our course. Now he's planning ahead for Brinkley's arrival, and recently he asked about this potty spot. He came up with the idea of putting a small patch of grass just outside the door for Brinkley to use for potty training. Survey says yes, and more yeses. Here's all the things I love about this idea. Jeremy's planning on using real grass, which will make Brinkley's transition to the yard much easier. Jeremy's thinking ahead that Brinkley might not love the snow at first, so this can help her feel a little bit more comfortable about going potty outdoors. Now this area is close to the door, so it's going to be easy for Brinkley's tiny bladder to hold until she gets there. And finally, this is a protected area that's unlikely to be visited by other dogs who are not vaccinated. Jeremy might even go the extra step of putting up a small fence around it to define it as a spot for Brinkley and to protect it from even more other critters. I have a little outdoor pen that I recommend. You can check below for a link to the website where you can see all the products that we recommend. So Jeremy's system is one way you can set up an outdoor potty spot and still keep your puppy safe. Now, if you live in an apartment, you might try something similar, but use your balcony or patio for that spot. That little patch of grass that Jeremy's planting is pretty easy to create using some sod from a local nursery and a cement mixing tray from the hardware store. If you want to make it even easier on yourself, you might want to consider the Fresh Patch, which is a subscription service for puppy owners. They're going to deliver fresh grass directly to your door on a schedule that you choose. So that's a great option too. And if you're planning to take your puppy out into the yard, you can still create a little area for him that could limit other animals from that spot. Now, if you think other animals are visiting your yard, just don't allow any grass munching or excessive licking. You might have to find other spots for him to have a little exercise or outdoor time until vaccinations are complete. And if you live in an apartment building with other dogs, I assume they probably have been vaccinated, since most buildings are pre-screening for resident pets. Now, if you think that this is a risk, you can use that grassy patch system, or you can take your dog to a spot in the outdoor area where other dogs don't go. The bottom line is that getting your dog outside to go potty right now, while habits are being formed, is always the better option. And there's a way to do it safely. So, you heard me say that outdoors is the spot where I want you to take your puppy for potty. But every once in a while, there's some circumstances that really make outdoors just impossible at first. And in that case, I still recommend a grassy patch, which will teach your puppy the appropriate surface for potty. And you're going to want to put it as close to the door to go outside as possible. Now, you'll most likely need a little gate around it, like I mentioned before. And you'll have to be very diligent with those 4 fundamentals of potty training outlined in my free digital kit. Following those will be your full-time job at first. Now, this whole time I've been talking about potty training outside, but there's a huge piece of that info that we've been ignoring, and I just have to share it with you. Listen up, here it comes. Getting your puppy outside and exposed to the outside world in a positive way is critical before the imprint period closes at around 16 weeks of age. Let me unpack that for you here. Your puppy is learning about the world now. While he's young, he's forming some lifelong opinions. This window of opinions usually lasts until about 16 weeks of age. Sure, he can form some opinions after that point, but it is a lot harder, and it will be hard to undo if he had any negative opinions already formed. That means that during this time, yes, even before vaccinations are complete, I want you to get your puppy outside into the world and help him feel comfortable about all the sights and sounds and smells that are out there. Yeah, I kind of just dropped a big old to-do on you there. You're probably like, well, how am I supposed to do that if I can barely take him out for a safe potty break? I've got you covered. I want you to watch this video next. It's going to explain more about this critical window in your puppy's life and how to expose him to the world in a way that's going to help him be confident and a content adult dog. Now, there is a right and a wrong way to do it, so I don't want you to get started until you watch that video. Try not to feel overwhelmed with all this new puppy info I'm throwing at you today. I know it's a lot, but I'm here to help. So, if you have any questions on what I just went over, pop them in the comments and we'll help you out. And if you loved this video, you can buy the team a cup of coffee to say thanks using YouTube's Super Thanks button down below. We work hard to put these videos together for you each week, and we love to hear what you think. All right, until next time, this is Michelle, your certified trainer and puppy expert, signing off.